Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I gotta ask, what did Claire actually see in Theo? Like, what did she really see in Theo? I'm not saying that Theo is just mean, nasty, terrible person, but what exactly does she see in him? Because Claire talks to Theo, and Claire pretty much is like, you need to back off, you need to sit there and give them some time, and, for them to sit there and reconnect. And Theo's like, nah, he's all like, well, why should I do that? I mean, this is what Sierra wants, and, I think it's a good idea. And he talks about leaving to Africa with her. And Claire's like, what happens if she gets her memories back? Theo's basic line is practically, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You're gonna leave your heart on the line of, well, we'll just see what happens. Even though yesterday he was in the telling Sierra like, yo, listen, I'm scared because I don't know if you, what if you start to remember him again in your life and everything like that? Where's this gonna lead me at? Now today he's all like, yeah, we'll just take it one step at a time and just see what happens. Just roll the dice. Like, you're gonna have this woman come all the way back with you, and listen, it's already a gamble you being with this woman, and I've already said so many different ways of just how much of a snake he's coming across by doing that. But you're gonna take this woman all the way back with you to Africa, and you're gonna share a life together, you're gonna share a place together, you're gonna have all these memories, and then one day she's gonna sit there and remember, and you're just gonna be what, SOL, and you're cool with that? Like, really? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm sitting there thinking, maybe you can find somebody else. Maybe you can sit there and think smarter and just have smarter decisions. But this is the same guy who went out with Chanel. So I don't really trust this guy's decision making skills at all. At all. Because clearly his taste in women suck. And that's me putting it lightly. But yeah, he pretty much tells Sierra, hey, listen, I'm leaving, and wish me luck, and gives, the hug, and, he heads off. And we're back to Ben being mopey, and Sierra being bratty and bitchy. This is just one of those things that just keeps on happening. So, Sierra pretty much tells Ben that she's leaving, and she's leaving with, Theo, and he makes her feel safe and everything like that, and yada yada yada. And of course, she starts bad mouthing him again, like, we don't love each other, I don't love you, yada yada yada. And Ben is like, you can't leave, we're still married. I'm like, Ben, I feel like, one second. I'm like, Ben, I feel like you're not listening to either what she's saying or what Claire is saying. By Sneaker saying, well, you can't leave because technically you're still my wife, it's like being super possessive, and, well, she already wants no parts of you, and Sneaker saying stuff like that is not really, so they do this back and forth thing, and, it's just one of those things where it's like you're watching it, and it's just like, oh my god, this kind of feels like a chore. And then, Theo comes in, and I think that's when Ben was about to sit there and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna keep my distance with you, keep my distance from you. And at one point, it almost seems like he starts to nudge a little bit closer, like trying to get her to really listen. And, of course, Theo comes in, because why not at this point? Must be my curse for having long eyelashes. But yeah, Theo comes in, and he just wrecks whatever sort of minor, and I mean real minor, progress he had with Sierra. And he's all like, what are you doing? And, Ben is like, you're making a mistake. Like, what are you doing? You can't, like, yeah, I understand that she wants to go, but, like, you letting her and stuff like that. I'm like, bro. And the minute he said that, I was like, why are you doing this? Sarah's like, let me. No one lets me do anything. The hell you think you are? And to be fair, I'm like, you're talking about her like she's not in the room. She's literally in the bed. She can hear you. So, at this point, Sierra grabs Theo's hand because it's just like, why not just make him even more jealous, and he's already crying and he's already emotional, and just like, oh, Sierra, I have nothing good to say. I really don't. And I try not to keep this super negative, but like, this is the material you're giving me with, sweetheart. Like, what do you want me to say to you? So yeah, she grabs his hand and he walks off, and it's just, once again, I feel like I've been watching this. I feel like I've been watching the same episode. Every time they interact with each other, I feel like I'm just watching the same episode. And sometimes I'll just sit there and look at my notes, and I'm just like, what's even the point? What's the point? I feel like this happened yesterday, and it did, so screw it. Now let's talk about Brady and Chloe. Pretty much Gabby comes into Chloe's office, and it's like, where's Brady at? We want our space back, and Chloe's like, you can talk it out with Brady, because he's not here. He's, at home, keeping far away from me, which he should, because he's in love with another woman. Chloe comes over to Brady's place, and Brady pretty much confesses his feelings, that he does have feelings for her, because at first she feels sorry, she feels guilty, she's like, I'm sorry for doing this. He's like, yeah, I have feelings for you. And then he starts to give the excuses that I'm just like, okay, it's the same excuses. She's the mother of my child. I promised her that I will wait for her when she's in jail. She's having a hard time. Yada, yada, yada. It's just the same nonsense over and over again. And here's the thing. I didn't like the fact that if he would have been like, I'm in love with Kristen, and I'm pretty sure he might have said that. Sometimes with Brady, I kind of tune out, but I'm pretty sure that he said he had feelings for Brady. Feelings for Kristen, but he was like, the mother of my child. And I'm like, listen, you could be the mother, she could be the mother of your child. That doesn't mean you're obligated to stay with her. Like, you can still co-parent. That is an actual thing. So he gives those excuses, and Chloe finally backs off, and they agree to kind of just be friends. And because at one point Chloe's like, I'm gonna quit. Ray was like, no, you're not doing that. So they pass things up, and that's pretty much about it. Chloe goes back home, and she's crying and everything like that. She's like, this is what I get for going after somebody who's already taken. I'm like, you know what? I don't even feel bad for you. That's the sad thing. I don't feel bad for her. She knew exactly what she was walking into when she decided this whole little venture of trying to go after a man who was in love with someone else. So I'm sorry. I don't feel like playing my violin for you. I just don't feel like doing it. I really don't. So that's when Lucas comes in. Now Sammy convinced Lucas to seduce Chloe, because at first he was like, I'm not doing it. Actually, tell you the truth, his words was, you're not going to pimp me out. But then Sammy kind of guilt-tripped Lucas into doing, saying that, listen, if Chloe doesn't back off, Kristen, well, we all know how Kristen is, so you'd be doing her a favor, both emotionally and physically. And Lucas agrees, begrudgingly. He agrees. So, yeah, he comes over there, and I guess, they were a thing, they were married, and then things didn't work out. Pretty sure Sammy was involved, because he was helping Sammy with something. Now, this whole EJ thing, I don't know what this guy is like, I don't know who he is, so I can't sit there and judge his character, but pretty much he's just like, I want to be in a marriage where it's just still not working, because I love him, and he loves me, even though he's in a lot of... I'm not gonna lie. It's stupid. It's stupid. You want to sit there and be with a guy who isn't working. Like, this whole relationship isn't working. You're not happy. And you should probably leave him to be happy in this world because, well, time is short and everything like that. But no, I'm going to continue to be with this guy even though we're not working out. That's just awesome. I'm not going to lie, I did actually enjoy their scenes because Lucas was actually being pretty funny. Now, when I first saw Lucas, I'm not going to lie, I was not a fan of him. And I know people were starting to give me hella smoke talking about, oh, well, that's his daughter. He has the right to sit there and act this way. He has the right to sit there and say this stuff. And for me, listen, I understood. I mean, I partially understood. I mostly understood. I'm not a dad. So I can't sit there and say, I may react or not react any differently. But I was just like, bro, you need to just, like, seriously tone it down. Walking in Nicole's house like you own the place, like, it just, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling him. But, over time, and, after the whole trip thing or whatever, it seems like a decent character. So, yeah, I did enjoy the scenes between those two. What we got? Now, Kristen is on the clock. So, Kristen sat there talking to Brady, and Brady's like, Vivian called me, and she wants to see me. And, because at one point, Kristen was like, at one point Brady was like, could you watch Rachel? I gotta go to the office. Well, not that he's going to the office, he was like, I gotta go somewhere. And at first, Kristen agrees, but then she realizes where Brady's going, and who he is talking to, she's like, no, I'm gonna go first. So she makes a beeline down there. Now I'm sitting there laughing this whole time because I was like, Kristen, did you forget that the only reason why Vivian did not tell, well, pretty much everyone that you switched place with Susan is because you was gonna help her get Kate and Jake broken up, and you didn't do that. Hell, actually, tell you the truth, it's like you put on a to-do list and you're just like, I'll get to it at some point. And so Vivian was like, yeah, I'm not playing. So she makes a beeline all the way down there. She talks to Vivian and she's all like, oh, I was going to do it, but I had to sit there and fight for my life. I had to fight for my marriage. I was like, you had to fight for your marriage. Listen, if this guy is willing to, I feel like I'm a broken, I'm starting to feel like a broken record because every time I'm like, I don't understand why you're fighting so hard to sit there and keep a man that is willing to go out with somebody else while you're in jail. You have this love, you have a daughter, and this dude is still willing to sit there and say, screw that, I'm just going to sit there and be with Chloe. Maybe he's not worth all this trouble. Well, let's be honest. When it really comes down to it, I feel like Brady is the only person that can sit there and tolerate her. I mean, hell, she stabbed his grandfather in the heart, and you're still with her, and you can actually say that you love her, so, yeah, I guess so. So, she somehow convinces, Vivian to keep her mouth shut. This way she could work on her plan a little bit longer. Now, Jake is sitting there talking to Kate, and this whole thing, pretty much he confesses that he was feeling jealous of, well, he told Kate that he was feeling jealous of Gabby going out on a date with Philip. And I'm just like, listen, I'm all for honesty, but, not to sit there and say you should lie to her, but I felt like, where was this going? Like, you're saying that you felt jealous that Gabby was going out with Philip. See, my question would have been why? Why do you feel jealous? You can only feel jealous if you still have feelings for her. If you have no feelings for her, then you shouldn't be jealous. So Kate was like, alright, well, listen, I don't like it, but, I'm glad that you told me. And I'm like, Kate, really? This whole time you've been going at Jake's throat because you felt like, Jake still has a thing for Gabby, and now, after him denying, he tells the truth that he feels jealous, and you're just like, interesting. And then Jake is like, I want to take you away. This way we can get away from everyone because we're always constantly bumping into Gabby and Philip and everything like that. I just want to take you away and it could just be the two of us. And Kate is like, yeah, that's a great idea. Kate, I don't know if you are just being ignorant or what. Because basically what this man is telling you is that he felt jealous of his ex going out with another man. And his solution is to take you away so this way he can forget about his attraction to his ex. He is literally running away from a problem or running away from his feelings, and you're just like, sure. Now, I mean, that's just how I see it. And I think that's just how most people see it. But, you know, it's just my little opinion. So, if you have a different opinion about that, definitely write it down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from everyone. I would love to hear from everyone. I also love just hearing from people in general because it always helps me shape my reviews whenever I do reviews and stuff like that. Because I'm always thinking trying to find ways to improve and stuff like that. And I've said this multiple times. Well, periodically, but I had said that before. And plus, I just love knowing what everyone else is sitting there thinking about these episodes. So, I think that's about it. Oh, so Kate goes to pack, and, well, Kristen comes in, you know, being Susan, of course. Comes in, and she starts mumbling something, and I'm not gonna lie, half of the time when she does that accent, there's just fragments when I'm just like, what is she saying? Huh? I sort of made that out. But she said something, I forgot what it was, but it seems like she's going to be a thorn in Kate's ass now. So that should be interesting. And you know what? When it really comes down to it, I feel like this is one of those times where I feel like maybe Kristen is doing Kate a favor. I don't usually say this when you have storylines like this, but I feel like in this instance that maybe Kristen is doing Kate a favor. I mean, this guy has practically admitted that he still has feelings for her, for Gabby, and he wants to run away to forget his problems or to not face his feelings with Gabby by taking you on a trip to get away from her. And your solution is like, yep. Now, somewhere along the lines, I mean, this guy, again, when he was in the room with Gabby kissed Jake. Jake didn't sit there and say, slow your roll, back up, I'm in a committed relationship. He didn't say any of that. He just stood there and just, well, let her kiss him. And somehow he was able to smooth that over with Kate, and I'm just like, did I miss something? Like, what woman in the world is gonna walk in on your man, kissing another woman and saying, "Oh well, she came on to me." So it's cool, right? Because I mean, I didn't force it. I mean, I didn't stop it either, but I didn't force it. But you're cool with that, though, right? I don't know anyone who would do that. So I feel like, as sad as this gonna sound, in a lot of ways, I feel like maybe Kate can actually do better. Because it's not the age gap that really bothers me. It's just a simple fact that it's like, Jake, I like you, but I don't really know about you, bro. Like, I really don't. And I feel like in the end, he's gonna wind up hurting Kate more than anything else. But, that's why I said in some ways. Now, probably when I feel like eventually Kristen will wind up breaking those two up. And there's gonna be a part of me like, Kristen, you bitch. But, and I'm obviously gonna feel bad for Kate and Jake or whatever, but at the same time, maybe I'll sit there and replay this video and be like, remember you said that she's doing her kind of a favor? Let's see how you feel about that when it actually happens. So, I think that's about it. Double check. Yep, I think that's about it. And with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. It's so weird. Because there a couple weeks back, There used to be times where I can actually get out my day's review a little bit early, but since I'm working Monday through Friday, for the last past 3 weeks, it's been a little later than I would like. But I do appreciate the people that do watch now and do watch tomorrow. Man, I can't wait till I do this full time. This way I could just be like, alright, I'm just going to watch it, do my review, maybe do some lives, and just kind of just really chat it up with some people and talk about this show. I know that they haven't heard word about if it's going to be renewed or not. And I really hope it is because, well, Days is it's NBC's last soap opera. I'm pretty sure they had a show called Passions. So, yeah. Listen, I don't want to sit there and review anything on CB last name. But if this show does not get renewed, I guess I may have to sit there and watch Y&R. But, I don't know if I actually want to. I don't know if I actually want to watch anything that's connected to the CBS, to be honest, as far as reviewing it. But that is another story for another day. Thank you for listening to me rant. Be safe, everyone. I will catch you in the next video.